Hello guys, and welcome to the grand finale of Big Brother Season 26, and today we're here to talk all things top 3, top 2, and eventually winner. And I am super excited to delve into this. We had the whole cast back for one last get together, and honestly this has been such a crazy, chaotic, amazing series. I didn't really know what to expect from this series. This is the first one that I have watched live, and genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, it has to be my favourite out of the ones I've seen. I really, really enjoyed this series. It's been crazy, it's been chaotic, and I gotta say, the winner was well deserved. It's very, very rare that I finish a Big Brother series and I'm like, do you know what? That person deserved to win. And I think this one, they definitely did deserve to win. So, without much further ado, let us get into the episode. But before we do, make sure to like, make sure to comment, and make sure to subscribe. Let's go. So, it's time to talk about the HOH competitions. They were very interesting indeed. The first one was an endurance competition, and I was actually kind of surprised with the outcome. I didn't think that Chelsea would be able to outlast both Cam and Mackenzie in an endurance competition. Like, those two are athletic, and I'm not saying that Chelsea isn't, but like the other two are they like trained athletes or something like that? Am I wrong in saying that? Am I wrong? I don't know, but like I'm sure that the other two are like properly athletic, and Chelsea's just like, yeah, I run in my free time. No, I'm obviously downplaying what Chelsea's like, but even she said it herself. It's kind of crazy that she managed to win that endurance competition against two people that, by all accounts, should have done better than her. But Mackenzie dropped after 26 minutes, and I think Cam dropped after 37 minutes, which again is not a long time. If you remember correctly in the last series, I'm sure that Jack and Matt were going for hours before they gave up. Like, and they actually had to properly decide to give up in order to actually end the competition. I was actually kind of surprised, but either way, it was entertaining. And I did like the fact that these were all themed after like the storyline of the season. I don't know whether that's something that like the show does a lot, but I really enjoyed the fact that these competitions were not only deciding who was making it to the top 2, but also telling the story and rounding off the Ainsley chapter of the show's history, which I really appreciated. So, next up, we had Derek sending a crazy message to kill Ainsley. I haven't seen Derek's season. I've heard he's incredible, and honestly, I'm excited to see his series. I think it's season 16. But either way, he sent a warning message to the guys, and then when they were in the, like, HOH competition room, a bird flew in and delivered a message. Cam said it correctly when he was like, what in the Westeros is going on here? I was so confused. I was like, huh? Is that like a CGI bird? No, I'm pretty sure it was a real bird. I'm pretty sure it was. Which is kind of crazy, I can't lie. But either way, Mackenzie and Cam faced off against each other, and it wasn't much of a competition, I gotta be honest. I don't know what happened with Cam, but I think he needs to get his money back somehow, because how is he this bad at competitions? Like, he's actually horrendous. It's kind of bad, and I mean, you gotta rate him at the end of the day, but yeah, I don't know. Bless him, bless him. But Mackenzie did win. Mackenzie did win. And I was like, I kind of wanted Cam to win just for the drama of it all. But obviously Mackenzie was going to win. She slayed it. She did really, really well. And it's just not much competition when you go up against Cam, it seems. Even the veto he won, it was by process of elimination. He won by accident. It's not like he actually did anything worthy of winning. It's just Tucker accidentally fucked himself on the last one. Otherwise, Tucker would have won that veto. And then Tucker wouldn't have been sent home. Wait, was that the... Oh my god, yeah, that was. I'm pretty sure that was the week. Huh. Huh. That's very interesting. So it's time to talk about the jury roundtable. Lots of different feelings and thoughts from the jury. Let me just read off some of the ones I thought. They were gutted to see Rubina, like, actually genuinely devastated. And then we obviously get to talking about the main three. We'll start with some thoughts about Mackenzie. Angela believes that Mackenzie winning comps is a good thing, and the fact that she did that means that she probably had the better gameplay. But Quinn just feels like she didn't play a very good game because she got rid of Leah, and he wants answers about why that happened. And honestly, me too. I'm still confused how she can explain that away. And she is going to try and explain it away, and we're going to have fun talking about that a little bit later. But I find that to be the most baffling move of the entire series. But it is what it is. Next up, we had Chelsea, and Rubina said that she really appreciates the fact that Chelsea played a game in which she got no blood on her hands. She made sure that the blood she was spilling was on other people's hands. And actually, I agree. I think that's exactly how her gameplay was. She was masterful at getting other people to do the job that she wanted to do for her, taking out Leah, taking out Chemo, taking out Quinn, taking out etc etc etc. She got other people to do her bidding, and then it was kind of like, oh well, guess I have to get rid of this person then, whoopsie. I think that's an amazing way to play the game. It's perfect because people don't see it coming until they've left the house and they're like, rah, actually that's kind of crazy. But the people still in there are so in their head like, oh my god, yeah, Chelsea's amazing, but they just don't see her coming. T-Core said that she values social gameplay over comp wins, which I agree. I think socially it's a much harder game than just winning competitions. Anybody can win competitions in this series. We've seen it. Anybody could. In fact, every single person in this series, apart from, who was it? Matt and Brooklyn, won a competition. At least one. Some won numerous, some won one, but most of them won at least 2 or more. So that's kind of impressive, isn't it? Like, come on, at the end of the day, it's very impressive. But I do think that we've got to talk about Cam. Because the way Cam played the game, according to T-Core, is exactly how she wanted to play the game. But she was viewed too much as a social threat, not necessarily a comp threat. And that's why she was gotten rid of. And I think that's the issue, is if you try and appear likable to everybody, they start to see that as a threat. Whereas Cam, for some reason, just managed to keep on sliding through. He was a choice for nomination every single time somebody else wasn't in the HOH room. Even when his allies were in the HOH room, they weren't targeting him. So you've gotta, I don't know, you gotta hand him credit where credit's due. He's done a very good job. And Quinn also said that at the start, Cam did a very, very good job of setting him up at the start, setting up his game from the start. He was in the Majority Alliance. He was one of the founding members of the Pentagon. He made moves at the start and then just rode the aftershock all the way to the final, which, I gotta be honest, is amazing because he didn't have to do anything. He got to the final by the way he played the game in the first couple of weeks, according to Quinn, which I think is kind of lit, isn't it? No? I don't know. Maybe I'm just delusional, but those are my thoughts on the jury roundtable. Let's move on to the final head of household competition, and we'll find out whether Chelsea and Mackenzie could win that final and most crucial head of household. God, I sound like Julie. God, just give me the show role, honestly. So we're kind of going to band everything together in this. We've got the final HOH. We've got the who goes home. We've got the exit interview. So I'm just going to kind of rattle through this because the bit I want to talk about is going to be the jury questions. The bit where they dissect the top two's gameplay. So who won the final HOH? Well, between Chelsea and Mackenzie, it was very, very even until Chelsea made an error in the last second, and Mackenzie did win the final head of household, which means that she's won 2 head of households? 2 or 3? I can't remember. She won 1 in the week when she sent home Leah. She won 1 when she sent home Chemo, and this is her 3rd one. Okay, 3 in a season, that's fair enough. Chelsea's still got 4, which is very, very impressive. But I have to hand it to Mackenzie. She did a great job, and now she has to decide who goes home. 11 comp wins, she has to decide who goes home. She chose Cam, and I have a feeling that this, I mean, there were numerous moments where she lost the game already in the jury's eyes, but this, I think, was the moment where she completely lost the game. If she had have taken Cam with her, I think she could have won. I think she would have won the 750,000. I think Chelsea would have been pissed, but I think she would have respected the gameplay. However, Chelsea was taken along with Mackenzie, which all but guaranteed her the win. Like, I was thinking it might have been a little bit of a split, but we'll get into what the split was later. But either way, Chelsea, she was just so well positioned to win at all angles, at all costs. And honestly, I'm just impressed that she made it to the end, because I did not have her down as winning week 1, week 2. I have a few things to say about Cam's exit interview. He said that this is one of the most humbling experiences he's ever had. Losing all of those comps was tragic for him, and he was just so disappointed in himself, which, like, I do understand. And I have to say, I don't think I'd be any better at some of them. I think some of the memory ones I'd be all right at, but some of the more physical ones, I don't know whether I'd be able to do something like the wall. I don't know whether I'd be able to do like the hanging on one. I just think like some of those challenges I'm not cut out for, because I'd be like, oh, I just actually don't care that much. But like, I know I should, but like, I'm in too much pain and it's not worth it. It's not worth me being in pain for the next hour, do you know what I mean? Or the next day because I'm seized up because my back's gone. I think I could probably do the wall, to be fair. The wall's not horrendous. I think it would just be a miserable experience. I could do something like OTEV. I feel like I could do something like the hide and go seek veto. Hide and go veto, is it called? I feel like there's a lot of them that I could do, but some of the more physical ones I was just like, absolutely not. Like that one last series with the fucking footballs and the snot, I was just like, no, not the serpent slide in the back garden where they're having to like fill up like foot juice or whatever it is. Sweat. Was it sweat off the feet? Oh, it was awful. What an awful competition that was. Awful. But anyway, that is Cam's exit interview. We're done. Let's head to jury questions, shall we? So, it was clear that the jury had cooked up some beautiful questions, and it was also very clear that one person was much more geared to answer questions than the other, I think is the word I would use. I think someone had been practicing, someone had just been hoping that she'd be able to bluff her way through. And it didn't quite work out for her the way she wanted it to. I can't lie. So Angela asked Chelsea, you are the centre of lies, you are the centre of deception, etc, etc. Does that represent your gameplay? And Chelsea said something along the lines of, yes and no. I knew when to speak up and I knew when to shut up. And I think that is a fantastic way of representing your gameplay. Chelsea knew when to make game moves and when not to make game moves. She stayed quiet in those early weeks when she was a target. Then, when she realised she had some kind of control in the game, around about jury, she made it to jury, and that's when her game kicked up a notch. She got Mackenzie, oh, well, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but she got Mackenzie doing stuff that Mackenzie didn't probably want to do, but she still did it because Chelsea said so. I've said as early as the Leah vote, I think it was, maybe even earlier, that Mackenzie was Chelsea's puppet. Literally, dance for me, dance for me. That was what she was getting her to do, and it was brilliant to watch. So, honestly, big up Angela's question. I know Angela was trying to trick her out because Angela wasn't a fan of Chelsea's gameplay. I did see that in the jury roundtable, and then Angela was like, fine, that's how I played it. So, like, I still love her. I still love Angela. And there's some iconic Angela moments at the end of the episode. But I think she did a good job with that question. Next up, we have Quinn asking Mackenzie, what benefited your game the most? And I was like, if she dares to try and gaslight us into believing that the best move she made in this game was when she got rid of Leah, I don't think she has a chance in winning. I don't think she has a chance at winning this game. And what did she say? Oh, getting rid of Leah was my best move. In what universe? In what universe was it your best move? In what universe? Leah was never going to vote for you. Say that again. Leah was never going to vote for you. She was never going to kick you out the house. She never wanted to because she had your back. Why would you get rid of her? And she was like, oh, nobody influenced my gameplay. Just me. And then T-Core was up next. Asked Chelsea, what was your biggest influenced move? Like, what move did you influence that you're like, yeah, that was the biggest influenced move? And do you know what Chelsea does? She goes, yeah, I influenced Mackenzie twice. After Mackenzie had just said she'd never been influenced by another player. I influenced Chelsea twice. I made her use the veto on somebody she hated, okay? But she hated, and got Quinn out of the house. And then, do you know what I did? I gaslit her and laid out all the facts and made her get rid of her closest ally in the house, Leah. So she became my closest ally, and I could get out another threat to my game. And Mackenzie sat there like, I just said I didn't get influenced, and now you're saying I did? Like, hang on a minute, what's going on here? I think this was the moment when she won the game. When she won the game was that bit there. There is some more great bits later on, but like, she just smashed the jury questions, in my opinion. She absolutely smashed it, and she owned it, which was the most important part. Next up, we had Leah asking Mackenzie why your social game was good. And she said, oh, I stuck to Chelsea and we kept each other safe. And I was just like, at this point, you're just making all of your answers about Chelsea and about how you protected Chelsea. It's giving second place. Do you know what I mean? It's not giving winner. And unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles at the end of the day. So next up, we had Rubina asking Chelsea, how did you earn the win? And this was where she sealed the deal for me. Like, she'd already sealed the deal multiple times throughout the show, but this was the moment, this was the mic drop moment. She said she made sure that she was safe at all times. She made sure that there was bigger targets than her at all times. There was always somebody else that could go on the block that was more of a threat than her, and she made sure of that. And then last but not least, and this was the mic drop moment, she said, I won when I wanted to, not when I needed to. I had safety all the way throughout. I only won when I wanted to. And that made me go raw! Because the only time that she won a competition that she needed to was the AI arena. Okay? The AI was the only one. And even then, if she had not won that and Brooklyn had won, I think Cam would have gone home. And I think if she sat on the block against Brooklyn, Brooklyn would have gone home against her. I don't think at that point people were wanting to get rid of Chelsea. So honestly, big up Chelsea for that moment. That moment was the mic drop that she needed, and she absolutely slayed it. Now, Chemo asked MJ the exact same question, and it yielded a much more disappointing result. She basically said, oh, how did I earn my win? Well, I took out Tucker, and I won loads of competitions. And I just sat there like, okay, sure, okay, cool, nice, sure, right, fine. You see how it's like, it's just not flying. It was almost like she didn't plan anything to say. And it was like, oh, it's just tough. Like, did you not have any gameplay this series that was not Chelsea based? Like, you clawed your way from the bottom, which is impressive. But also, is it that impressive? Because you just won your way to the top. There were so many times when you were on your way out and you won and you saved yourself. And like, fair enough, that's the game. But you did have to fight. Chelsea didn't. Chelsea made sure that she was fine throughout the whole game. So, you winning your way to the top, it's not really that impressive at the end of the day. It is impressive, obviously. Obviously, I'm saying that. But what's more impressive is being able to make it to the top without having to fight your way through. Just easy. Because you've orchestrated every single move. The last question is, what differences did you have, Chelsea, from MJ's game? And this was asked by Cam. And honestly, great question, I gotta say. Better than fucking Bowie Jane's question. Oh, the gangsters. Or whatever they were called. Oh, I can't remember what they were called. They were called something dumb like that. I can't even remember. Let's just forget that BB25 happened, because Suri and Felicia were not final two. But anyway, Chelsea, what differentiates your game from MJ? She said, my social game here. It got me here. It got me to final two. I didn't have to survive like MJ did. I didn't have to fight week on week to stay in the house. I knew I was staying. I knew I was, because I positioned myself well enough that I was nobody's biggest threat. And if I was, they went home that week instead. Facts. Brilliant. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Even their final speeches, Chelsea wiped the floor with Mackenzie. Like, actually wiped the floor, so what can you do? So, last but not least, it's time to talk about who won. Well, America's favourite player was Tucker. I wanted it to be Angela, but Angela and Quinn made top 3. So, you know what? I gotta hand it to them. They did a fantastic job getting in the top 3. But Tucker did win, which actually means he almost earned more than Mackenzie did coming in second place. Because obviously Mackenzie came in second place. It wasn't even a competition. Every single person on that jury voted for Chelsea. Because how could you not? How could you not vote for the mastermind of the season? Like, genuinely, she is incredible. And I'm so grateful that I got to witness this masterful gameplay in live action. Live action? In live time. You know what I mean? Like, watching it in real time. That's the word I wanted. But that is the season done. I'm not going to bother talking about all the bits that were really funny. There was actually one very funny moment where Matt was like, oh, I forgive you, Angela. And Angela's like, okay, I still feel the same. And then he was like, oh, I saw you on the feed and you were like, oh, is he going to hug me at like finale night? And she went, not really. Angela's too cutthroat for her own good. And also the charcuterie board bit. That was hysterical. Seeing the jurors and like Mackenzie and Chelsea's reaction to the way they edited that charcuterie board scene. I think that charcuterie board scene should be up for an Emmy. That was incredible the way they edited that. Like, it should be up for comedy. Some kind of comedy, because it was incredible to watch. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Brilliant. But that is what I have for this episode. Chelsea has won Big Brother 24, 26 even. And she is absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad she won. I'm so happy that, like, the 2 winners this year from, like, BB in the North America. We had Bailey, my fave from day 3. Amazing. Love her. She was a brilliant winner. And now we have Chelsea. Not my favourite of the season. I'd say top 5, maybe. But still, fantastic player. Played a brilliant game. Deserved everything that she got in that game. 750k. Treat yourself, darling. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that YouTube stuff you guys do so well. And Jankie. I'm not going to sing the song. Don't worry. See you guys later. Bye now.